Hello, everybody. How are you? It is lovely to see you this morning. Hello to everyone who's watching. Hopefully you are watching in my Confident Successful Business Owners group. Now, I'm doing something for the first time this morning that I have never done before. I'm actually taking StreamYard for a bit of a test run and going live in several different spots. So, if you are not watching in the group, Confident Successful Business Women, Confident Successful Business Owners, and you would like to come and join the group, which is where we have these amazing trainings every single week, I would love to invite you to come on in. And all you need to do is just click the link to the group, which is in the description of this live. So, hello, everyone. And we come live in the group, Confident Successful Business Owners, every single Tuesday to give you some incredible training and talk about, how you can successfully build, grow, and scale your business. So it is a lovely. If you are popping on, say hi. I would love to say hi, know where you're watching from. And also to make sure that we can see your name as well, because I am going live from StreamYard. Just click, there's a link in the description above, which is going to, all you got to do is go over to StreamYard, give StreamYard permission to see your name on Facebook, and that way I can see your beautiful name like that. Okie dokie. So without further ado, hello, Natty. How you going, gorgeous Natty? What's this? Going to the library for computer lectures. All right, that's fine. We'll see you soon, Chris. You can always watch the replay, which they're always available in the group. This is why you want to come over and join the group, everybody. All right, so without further ado, the training for today is harnessing your business superpower. And so I'm really excited to be talking about this because we're going to explain today all about what superpowers are, and how you can use them in your business, how you can harness them so you can, just have this amazingly successful business that you want to have. Okay, so straight on with the training today. What is a superpower, everybody? Okie dokie. First of all, what a superpower is not, it doesn't mean that you're Wonder Woman or you're Superman, right? Having a superpower in business does not mean that you are a superhero in business. So it doesn't mean being a superhero. So doing all the stuff and going, yeah, I've got this, everything's perfect, I'm wonderful at everything, right? It's not that. What it is it's your personal zone of genius. Something that helps you stand out from everybody else. So that's what if you think about your superpower, this is what it is. Okay, and we're going to talk through this morning. So it can be a quality or skill, a vibe that helps you make an impact, or it can be like some kind of secret sauce that makes people really, really, really want to work with you. So literally, when you think about it, your superpower is what makes you you. So it's what you can bring to the table and the vibe that you put out there to be able to help zero in onto your niche, onto your ideal client in your own specific way. You see what I mean? So I'll say it again. Your superpower is literally what makes you you. Now, more specifically, your superpower could be anything. So it might be a certain skill you have. It might be a certain perspective of the world that you have. It might be a specific quality that you have about you, right? We're going to look more in depth about some of these as we go further into the training this morning. Excuse me. I'm having a nice cup of tea this morning as I go on with my training. All right. So again, I'm just going to repeat, a superpower does not mean that you're a superhero or you're superhuman in your business. It's harnessing your individuality. Does everyone have a superpower? I firmly believe that absolutely yes, every single one of us in business has a superpower. And we all have different talents or gifts that we can bring to the table. Now, I don't know about you guys, but something that I hear really often, and I see that people, when they hear this, they often believe it, is that, you know, whatever market you're working in, the market is so saturated with so many other people doing exactly what I'm doing that I can't be successful. Now, I want to straight away call BS on this, right? Because this is like, although this analogy is a little bit outdated, right? It's like saying, well, we already have Oprah Winfrey, so why do we need Ellen DeGeneres? Okay, now these two fantastic ladies were running very successful TV shows, doing very, very similar things, but in their own way. These are two ladies who were harnessing their superpower and doing it in their own way. To bring it more modern, you could almost say, like, why do we, you know, we already have Netflix. Why do we need a Stan? Right now, they're things, they're not people. So we're going to stick to the Oprah and the Ellen scenario here, right? But again, each one of these ladies brings their own thing to the table. So it's like me, you know, I'm a business coach. It's like me saying, well, there are far too many business coaches out there to be able to kind of push through and be a success so everybody can see me. I'm not going to bother because there's far too many people out there for me to be successful. And I've had to work through this mindset of going, well, that's BS, because this is where I've had to learn to harness my own superpowers. And this is what I want for you people to do as well, right? And I want to speak about a couple of clients that I have, you know. So I have a beautiful client, Ruth Blackett, who makes amazing cork jewelry, right? It's like her saying, and her superpower is making this incredible jewelry. She's very creative. It's amazing. It would be like her saying, well, you know, there's so many people selling jewelry out there that why do they need someone else? But we need her jewelry. Like, you know, people want something new and unique. Okay, so moving on. Your uniqueness, right? And I've said this already this morning, we are all unique in our own way. And so being unique, telling your story in the way you tell it, if that's part of your brand and part of your superpower, this is what's going to help you stand out. So it might be your uniqueness that helps you stand out. It might be your story in particular that helps you stand out. And this is what I love. So for me, there's only one Ali F. Sugars out there. And here's the irony of that statement, right? I say this and I put the letter of my middle name in there because there is actually another Ali Sugars who doesn't live very far from me, because my brother decided to marry an Ali. So she is Ali Sugars as well. But there's only one of me, right? There's only one Ali F. Sugars. And so this is something that I used to say in business quite often. I used to say that I want to be the next Mel Robbins. And you've probably heard me say this before if you've been in the group for a little while. I want to be the next Mel Robbins. But guess what? Being Mel Robbins isn't my superpower. She has her own superpower, right? And so I respect what Mel Robbins does as an influencer of what I do, but I don't want to be like her anymore. I want to be the best Ali I can be. And so this is what I say to you guys. Those of you who are watching, you know, what you want to be the best Parme, the best Chris, the best Natty that you can possibly be. So make sure that you're standing out. You're showing your own uniqueness. And you mentioned, I've said that word many, many, many times today. And so now it's time to know our superpowers. Know what they are. Do you know what yours is? So there are so many different types of superpowers, and I'm going to go through some of them this morning. So if in this list that I'm about to share, if you can identify your superpowers, right, let me know in the chat. say, put the word, yes, this is mine, and this is my superpower, or something like that. Or as we're going along through them, is there something else that you can think of that you might have a different superpower? All right, so are you a creative? So a creative is someone who is pretty much an out-of-the-box thinker. You're always coming up with new ideas. You love coming up with new ideas, and they're clever and they're often very cutting edge. You love looking towards the future. Being creative is something that lights you up. It excites you, right? And so you might be someone who's often have, and this is, I'm a creative, right? You often have so many ideas that you just want to implement them and put them into action right now. So if you're a creative, tell me in the chat. Say, yes, I'm a creative in the chat. I'm going to put, yes, I'm a creative, right? Because I love to be creative. So that's one of my superpowers. Another one might be, are you a motivator or an encourager? So are you someone who has people gravitate towards you for motivation, encouragement, a bit of extra love, right? You might be a natural carer, natural at caring for others. And it gives you a lot of pleasure to know that, people come to you for these things. And it gives you a lot of pleasure to care for others, right? You're a natural carer. So are you a motivator or an encourager? Natty, you're a creative. So Nat is a creative. Parmay is a creative. Awesome. Yay. Do we have any motivators or encouragers watching? I'd love to know. Oh, I'm really loving this stream now, I've just got to say. It's my new toy. All right, the next one. Are you a recruiter? So you might be someone who's always on the lookout for new opportunities. You're always on the lookout for new clients, which, like all of us, should be in business. But specifically, you're recruiting. So you're always looking to meet new people. You're always looking for new collaborations to work with, people to work with. Another word for a recruiter might be, probably a better word would be, are you a natural networker? So if you feel like you're a networker, say yes, networker in the chat. I'm a kind of, for me, this isn't my superpower, but I enjoy it, but it's not my superpower. Are you a hustler? So are you someone who maybe loves a good workflow? You love to manage a bunch of staff, and because you love the hustle of it, and this can often be, when we look at the word hustle, this can often be like have a negative connotation to it, but you can, if you're good at it, you can use it as a superpower, right? So you might be someone who you love to hustle, you love to put the time in to just get shit done. And that's a great superpower to have, especially if you're in business, because we all know there's a lot of stuff that has to be done in business, right? There's a lot of stuff that we need to do. So are you a hustler? And again, if you're thinking, oh, I don't want to be that, but I am, take away the negative connotation, because it can be a really, really good thing for your business. Are you an organizer? You're someone who you love to be organized. You love to keep yourself and everybody else organized. You love to, with your organization, hold people accountable for that. And I'm going to give you a really good example of someone who I literally met in person for the first time last week. I interviewed her in our Members Spotlight. Michelle Hill, interviewed her last Thursday. And we were having a little chat, both in the interview itself and beforehand. And she said, she was saying how she is naturally an organizer. She loves organization. And I was saying to her how I'm so not that. I'm just not a natural organizer, because my superpower is more of the top two, right? Creative, motivator, encourager. But while talking to Michelle, what I loved is that she has literally taken this superpower as an organizer, or being really good at organization, and she has created a business out of that, helping people as a business coach to be organized, which I thought was incredible. So Michelle is a perfect example of her superpower, of someone harnessing her superpower. And I'm going to talk in a little minute about how you can figure out, if you're not sure what your superpower is, how you can figure that out. Are you a speed demon? Speed demon. I love this one. Are you someone who is just amazing at getting stuff done in a fraction of the time that anybody else can do it, and you still do it at a really, really high quality? So you love, this is kind of like, it's almost, it's kind of like a hustler, but you're more like, oh, I've just got to do it, and you get it done, and like no mistakes, and it's just done, right? This isn't me. If I was going to try to be a speed demon, if I try and hurry to do things, I make stupid mistakes. So that's not my superpower, right? And you see how going through all of these, we can go, all right, that's not me, that's not mine. But hopefully you can see something here as to what yours might be. Are you an adapter? This is an incredible one. So if you're an adapter, you're a person that you can probably put we can put you in any situation, and you're like a chameleon. You can just adapt to it, right? So we'll put you in front of a brand new audience of people that you've never met before, and you're just going to adapt to that particular situation just on the spot. If you can do that, wow, I applaud you because, again, I'm not personally an adapter. Are you an adapter? Right? You can turn up to any sales call or any Zoom chat, and you can just adapt to whatever the situation is. Natty, you're an adapter? Awesome. Yes, I reckon you would be too. Yeah, Natty, there you go. Natty's an adapter. And see how, Natty, I love this because you've said you're a creator and an adapter. So we can see that you're more than one. You've got more than one superpower. So I love that. I love that. And as I said, so these are just a few. So is yours in this list? If it is, tell me in the chat. Or is there something else that you can think of that you're really, really good at that's not in that list? And it doesn't have to be a fancy pants name to it, but if you can think of something, tell us in the chat what it might be. All right, so now, if you're unsure, if you've looked at all of those and you're going, well, I don't yet know, I'm still not sure what my superpower might be. Let's go through the 4 steps to help you find out what it is. I've got you covered, right? This is why we do these trainings. So first of all, think about, what do you love to do? What gets you excited? What floats your boat? What lights you up? And this might be something that, like when you wake up in the morning, you look at your calendar and you see that it's busy with this one particular thing, or you've got this particular thing to do, and it just excites you. So what is it? If you can think of something, tell me in the chat. Otherwise, what I want you to do is start writing these things down. Start writing a list. So something that, and I'm going to use myself as an example here. So something that I love doing is I love talking. I can talk. I say it all the time. I can talk the leg off a chair because I can. I love to talk. And so I would say, and I love creating things, right? So I love to talk. I love creating things. I love encouraging people. I love caring for people, right? So these are some of the things that I love to do. In particular, I love being creative, and I just love talking. So what do you love doing? When I wake up in the morning, especially on a Tuesday, and I've said this many times before, when I wake up on a Tuesday and I know that I need to come in here and do these trainings, as well as do my trainings with my Heart and Soul Business Academy girls, I'm like, yes. Like, you ask my VA, Parme, she will tell you. Every single Tuesday, I get so excited because I absolutely love coming to do my training. So what do you love doing? Again, start writing a list about what you love doing. And then match it with what you're good at. Now, these might not necessarily be the same, as the things that you love, what you're good at. I mean, you may be good at something that's not really what you love doing. So you might be a genius at numbers, right? But you can't really stand doing the bookwork. You don't like doing the bookwork. I wasn't saying you can't stand it, but you might be really good at numbers, but you don't like doing the bookwork in the business. Then that's not a superpower, right? So if you're good at something and you love something, because now you want to match them up, what are you good at that you love? What's the overlap? So I've just said for you, I love to talk. I love to train. And I'm, it sounds like I'm bragging. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not, but I'm good at it, right? I'm good at coming in and presenting. I've had a lot of experience on the stage, so I'm good at presenting. I'm getting better at being in front of people. So this is, you can see where it's overlapping. So I'm good at talking. I enjoy talking. I enjoy training. I'm good at training, and I'm good at being in front of people, right? And I'm good at being in front of the camera. So what about you? What's your overlap? So when you write these two lists, there's bound to be some kind of overlap in there. Now let's go to what can you be paid for? Because being in business is all about, right? We need to make money to stay in business. That is the reality of it. So look at your list that you've got now, and now think about, is there anything in there that people are actually going to pay for? So, and we often, and I see this and I hear this a lot and speak to a lot of people who do this, and they automatically go to, well, no one's going to pay me for that. And again, I call BS on that, because often what you don't think people will pay for is actually what they're looking for. So you can ask yourself, is there a market for it? You can even do some research to see if there's a market for it. So, and this is why, in the Heart and Soul Business Academy, I teach in the areas of mindset, motivation, and marketing. Now, I had to get to this and do the research. Is there a market for that? Will people pay for what I train on? The answer is yes, they will. People are looking for that. So now you need to go back to your superpowers and go, okay, so can I harness these, and will people pay for them? And like I said, if it seems unlikely, write it down anyway, and then go and do some research on it. Because often people will pay for, a lot more than what you think they will pay for. Carol, I'm a curious person and supporting rather than caring. I'm great at completing tasks other people don't get done. Awesome. I love that. So, yeah, so I wonder, so they're your superpowers. So you're an organizer, and you would be a motivator and encourager. I love that, Carol. Really good awareness there. Incredible. All right, and the last one is think about, so when you're thinking about what people will pay for, then we need to think about what your audience need as well. So think about, where can you be of service, right? What can you provide that people need, right? And also what they want. So what are they looking for? How can you help others help themselves? Right? And so this is where it's really exciting. And Natty, Chris, you're an encourager. Yes, I would totally agree with that. Chris is an encourager. I love that. So, like Natty, what would I say? See, you, and because Natty is actually one of my clients, so I know that, you are, what did you say? You said you're an adapter, and I would agree with that. And you've got a bunch of things that people need and that people want and that they'll pay for. So you can harness your superpower, and your superpower of encouraging people by putting the package that you're putting together. Natty's putting together a mental wellness package, which is a digital mental wellness package, which is incredible. So can you see what I mean? So Natty, I love this. You're starting to recognize where your superpowers, you're starting to harness it, you're putting it, you're packaging it, recognizing what people will pay for and what your audience need and want. So if you're watching this morning and if you're not sure, you're still going, well, I want to discover my superpowers, or I know, or you like sometimes we know what they are, but there's this little niggling thing and we think, oh, there might be a little bit more there, right? You've got some gifts to bring to the world, but you're not feeling like you've quite harnessed them just yet. And if you're ready, here's a really poignant question I want to ask you. Are you ready to stop waiting for the perfect time for you to use those harness those superpowers and use them? Are you ready to stop? Are you ready for waiting for the perfect time for you to be ready? Because guess what? Here's the thing. None of us will ever be totally ready. If you're ready, if you're feeling like you want to harness those superpowers, now's the time to do it while we're busy getting ready for 2023. So I would love to invite you to step into your success, book in for a call with me, have a chat. So this is a free 30-minute chat where we'll talk about where you are in your business, and we might even figure out in this call what your superpowers are and how you can then take them and harness them. And yes, we will talk about the possibility of working further together so that I can help you come into your confidence and success, use those amazing superpowers that you have, and come into your confidence and success ready for an amazing 2023, because we're really amping up for 2023 right now. It's very, very exciting, people. So I would love to see you on this call. We've just put you can see it scrolling across the screen. You've got the QR code. We've put the link up in the chat. So I would love to have the opportunity to speak with you people. And again, if you are not watching in our group, Confident Successful Business Owners, if you're watching somewhere else, I would love to have you just go to the link above in the description and you can join in the group where we hold these trainings every single week. There's a bunch of replays that you can go back and watch, and I would love to have you come and join us. It's amazing. It's a beautiful, wonderful group to hang out in and learn all about business success and confidence. Thank you, everybody, for joining me this morning. I look forward to chatting to you on a Business Booster call, and I will see you in the group again soon. All right, everybody, have a fantastic Tuesday. Bye.